Go ahead and hit me.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just glancing through it. Yeah, I did see this trailer, and I'm not really excited for it. Corey,
Okay.
I'm not excited because it's a cinematic trailer, and those have a tendency to either not get past that after a point, or it's gonna completely change and be much worse or different in some other way.
You could tell him.
Like Cyberpunk,
Not liking
No Man's Sky.
You're a hater.
That was Logan.
I'm skeptical. I'm very skeptical
a
after
hater.
Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky. Duke Nukem Forever. I've been burned a lot.
I have been burned a lot. I understand.
Yes.
And I understand that you're
You're
hyped for it, and I understand that they're finally touching a nearly dead franchise, but it's like,
And honestly, it's okay to get excited about the games. However,
Yeah.
remember the cardinal rule: no pre-purchasing. It
no
doesn't matter.
pre-purchasing and no expectations.
It does not matter how much cred the company has built up. No pre-purchasing.
Yeah.
It's always a trap. Don't do it.
All right, I'm gonna grab cups for Eucharist and then be ready to start.
And I've learned to be, you can be excited about a new thing coming out, but you can't be excited for the game itself. Because once you start gaining expectations before it comes out, that's where the hype, and then you'll never meet your expectations by the time it's out.
Admittedly, Tears of the Kingdom did meet my expectations pretty handily. I wasn't entirely sure what to expect, but I certainly have enjoyed the results.
So there's for an open world level, and so
Though, to be fair, that's,
they had
I will say, Tears of the Kingdom didn't really have a super early hype cycle outside of it just being announced.
also like a starting weapon.
True, and
And then
admittedly, the trailer certainly had enough in it to get the hype cycle spinning.
Mhm.
with
Um,
that weapon like modded to the max. So
I've been,
damage possible.
I have found a sufficient number of ways to keep myself perpetually kitted out in really, really, really strong gear that
Pea shooter.
at this point is mostly just finding ways to do stuff in ever more ridiculous manners.
I'll be
Experimenting
honest,
with more
that's,
machines.
yeah.
Funny, 'cause
I have
I
not-
actually, similarly did a similar thing with Breath of the Wild one, like,
two things, so
because I had a lot of fun with the physics shenanigans in Breath of the Wild.
ship was
Nice.
destroyed in one shot, and then
I really
someone,
like to
did the same
catapult
thing,
myself
like,
into the air at Mach speed.
cut the music,
Oh yes, people found some very good ways to do that in Tears of the
did
Kingdom,
the
apparently.
same thing,
Um,
and then like reacted to it. So
yep. One of the more amusing ones that I saw was
they
yeah,
had the potential
taking a
to
spear,
do so
a spear,
many more things.
throwing the spear,
They never
and letting it land, attaching a board to the side of it, yeah, standing on that board, yeah, and then using rewind. Apparently, when you hit the throwing animation, it flicks in such a way that if you're standing on that board, it will fling you incredibly violently.
That's the first character.
Far enough that you get higher than the Skyward Towers would throw you.
Well, and it did not go well.
All right, let's grab
Just saying.
some cuts
Yeah.
for
So
you, Chris.
glorious.
Not a good
Jason.
game.
Yes.
Off.
I think I did see that one. That
Yeah.
one was like
Alright,
one of the
let's pause
earliest
that
ones.
bit
I never
for-
actually got part to
Yeah,
work
you can
because it's really tight timing, but
Like
Oh,
I'm just
boy.
messing around
That's
with
fun.
it at this point.
That's cool. All right.
I'm not sure how the timing's tight because it looked like
Eucharist cups are back there.
I
All
think
you
you
do
have
is-
to jump
And,
also when it's
Oh.
rewinding.
Are back there.
you know what? That makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of enemies where if you jump just before they shake you off, they fling you into the air. But if you don't jump in time, you instead get slapped and ragdolled to the side. Yet Talos and Frox both do that, and
Mhm.
especially against Frox, it's really important to time that jump because otherwise it takes an awfully long time for it to finally open its mouth and be vulnerable to get shot with a bomb again.
Right.
That takes a while.
I'm gonna be muted for a bit.
Yes.
Got your juice. Do you have your Eucharist stuff ready, David?
As ready as it's going to be. Unfortunately, I forgot to get more grape juice. But yeah. But yeah, it's as ready as it's going to get.
Jesus led water as well.
Can I
Logan
recycle?
makes a good Jesus bled water too, so water will work.
Caleb's already third today.
I suppose.
Sorry. Can I call Debs on reading third?
It doesn't. We're not reading right now. We're doing Bible. We're doing Eucharist first.
Who's reading the actual
What does that mean?
scripture?
I can.
What does that mean?
Eucharist is communion. It's when we eat the bread, drink the juice, and thank you for what Jesus has done.
You want
Yeah,
me
and
to
then
just
we do
start
reading?
Then we do
ripping
reading.
it up?
Yeah, let's rip it up.
I call Dibs on third for reading.
David.
How much are you taking?
Hey,
Just ripping it up for you guys.
hey, David.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you do the honors of praying us into Eucharist? Praying it.
I don't want any.
All right. David's gonna be praying, friends.
Bruh.
Have
Thank
some
you.
bread.
Well,
Logan.
it's part of communion.
Have some bread.
It's part of thanking.
Should
Thank
be
you,
pretty
Jesus.
decent.
You got breadcrumbs.
All right. All right. Hey, so David's gonna be praying now.
God, as always, we thank you for the sacrifice you made, for for the blood you shed and the suffering you endured, so that so that we might have a path to salvation and a way to spend eternity with you, instead of receiving the punishment we so rightly deserve. And so, to remember the sacrifice, you take this bread, which represents your body, that was broken for us, and we drink this wine, water in my case, which represents your blood, it's spilt on the cross. And so we take these in remembrance of you. Amen.
Amen. Hmm. Hmm. Thank you for the bread, Ethan.
Just getting there.
It's
Slowly.
it's a tad bit better than last week.
You make it last week too?
So it was the worst thing possible.
The unleavened bread was the worst thing that ever, like one of the worst
Yeah.
pieces of bread I've ever had.
Unleavened was quite a bit off.
Hey, I just saw my name.
You can't just make normal bread and not put leavening in it. Can you? It has to be a different recipe, right?
Pretty much. I did also use like mainly whole wheat, so that might have
That's what gives it that.
messed with it too.
That's how he makes his bread holy, is using whole wheat. So you feel whole.
Wow.
No.
That pun was so painful.
Thank you again, Jesus, for the ripping of your flesh for our sins and the spilling your blood. Thank you, Jesus, that we have the freedom, the grace and favor to have nights like this where we can play video games and remember you.
Reading is gonna be easy since I'm sitting here today. When it's my turn to read, it's gonna be easy because I'm sitting right here.
Should we get the Discord on those screens so it's a little easier for you guys for reading?
Probably a good idea.
we go. I think Logos does not like me right now. I tried sharing just the application of Logos, and Logos kept closing itself out. So now I just have to share my screen for it not to insta close.
Did you just call it Logos?
Logos. I have fun calling it both. It's also an inside like kind of joke between Logan, Brendan, and Charlie and I, because Brendan like instantly corrects us whenever we say Logos. He's like, it's Logos, and so
Sounds like a Brendan thing.
well,
It's just like a Brendan thing. He always has to correct it to be wrong.
I get corrected a lot by Brendan, and that's okay.
Yeah. I normally say it right, but he just likes to make fun.
Somebody join?
Well, he connected to watch the stream. It sounds like.
Okay. Is this thing muted?
So the mute.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Cool.
muted. All right. Are you enjoying in the reading, Logan? All right. I want to ask who feels comfortable praying us into, as we read the writings of the Holy Spirit, the writings of God. Who will like to pray us into it as we transition to reading? All right, I'll pray. All right, who would like to read first? You like to read first? Yeah. All right, Jason will read first. Who would read second?
Tough crowd.
All right, I'll read second.
Cricket sounds.
David, would you read third?
Sure.
Justin, you read fourth?
Yeah.
So
I
Jason,
thought somebody had called third.
yeah, he did, but now he wants first, so it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Goes Jason, me, David, Justin, Faith.
Yeah, sure.
So you be after Justin, and Ethan, you be after Faith.
Yeah, I should be able
Is there
to do
enough
that.
after that? And Logan will be last if it goes that long. All right, we'll pray, and then Jason will start off on the reading.
Cricket sounds.
Jesus, you're holy, wonderful, amazing. Thank you for your death and resurrection. Thank you that you saw it fit to send the apostles, which just means sent out. You sent them out to write this wonderful, wonderful ancient piece of literature called the Book of Matthew. Thank you how you reveal the human condition, the human problem. And the answer is you. Thank you for this literature of the rebels, this Minority Report, and how you show rebellion not to be made with swords, guns, and muskets, but you said rebellion is in your flesh. And in that, when you rose on your throne on the cross, and you died, nothing could not keep you at bay from rising again. And we look forward to our resurrection as we don't fear death, as we take up courage to call the other to you. Amen. All right, Jason.
They brought to Jesus a man who was possessed by a demon that made him unable to see or speak. Jesus healed him, so that the sick man was able to talk and see. All the crowds were astonished. He can't be David's son, can he? They said. The Pharisees heard this. The fellow can only cast out demons, they said, because he's in a league with Beelzebub.
Beelzebub.
That's a weird name.
Beelzebub. Yep.
Beelzebub, the prince of demons. Jesus knew their thoughts. Suppose a kingdom is split down the middle, he said to them. It'll go to rack and ruin. If a city or a household is split down the middle, it's doomed. And if the Satan drives out the city, And if the Satan drives out the Satan, he's split down the middle. So, how can his kingdom stay standing? What's more, if I cast out demons by Beelzebul, whose power are your people in league with when they cast them out? Yes, they'll tell you what's what. But if I'm casting But if I'm casting out demons when
Try that again.
but if I'm casting out demons because I'm in league with God's spirit, well, then God's kingdom has arrived on your doorstep. Look at look at it like this. Suppose you want to break into a strong man's house and steal his belongings. How are you going to do that unless you first tie up the strong man? When you can plunder his house to your heart's content. If you're not with me, you're against me. Unless you're gathering the flock with me, you're scattering it. So let me tell you this. People will be forgiven for every sin and blasphemy, but blasphemy against the Spirit will not be forgiven. If anyone speaks a word against the Son of Man, it will be forgiven. But if anyone speaks a word against the Holy Spirit, it won't be forgiven, either in the present age or in the age to come. Did you want me to keep reading?
You're good. Thank you. You're next. I was next, right?
Yeah.
How did they do it? We stood looking up at the west front of one of France's great medieval cathedrals. It was massive, majestic, and awe-inspiring. At the same time, the overall shaping of the stone was so beautifully worked that it seemed to float in the air, as though it might almost be a gateway into heaven. A builder in the 21st century will find it a daunting task to do anything like it, even with all the modern technology available. How did they do it 1,000 years ago? I don't know the answer to that question, but you hear it as a many great achievements. We watch as a young violinist storms through a concerto. We are awed at the combination of the majestic sweep of the music and the apparent effortlessness which weaves the sound floating in the air. How, we ask, does she do it? It's a natural question to ask when we see something that seems way beyond our normal capabilities. It's the question they ask about Jesus. And ultimately, there were only two sorts of answers they could give. The healing he was doing were not the sort of thing you could achieve by brilliant artistry and technology, like the medieval architects and builders. Nor was it a matter of practicing for long, hard hours like the musician, so as then to be able to perform on stage with apparent ease. No, there was a power at work, a power that put most other powers to shame. It was coming from somewhere, and Jesus' opponents thought they knew where.
It was the prince of demons himself, they said. Beelzebul is a kind of jokey name for the archdemon or devil, the Satan, the accuser. It literally means the Lord of Flies, or Lord of Filth. Though in Jesus' day, it was more likely just a kind of slang term, a way of avoiding speaking directly of the devil. But why did they think Jesus might be in league with the archdemon? Because the alternative was that he really was acting in the power and spirit of Israel's God himself. That would mean that everything else he was doing, welcoming outcasts, announcing the kingdom in a way which stood everything upside down, refusing to endorse a program of national liberation, all this would be God's work, even though it seemed, to the Pharisees at least, as though it was going in exactly the opposite direction to what they thought God wanted. So, it wasn't just a very serious accusation, though they thought it was that as well. It was tantamount to a charge of witchcraft. If enough people thought Jesus was dabbling in black arts, that would be the end of him soon enough. It was a way of rejecting his whole program, his entire kingdom movement.
No, Justice next.
Okay. It just wasn't sure if you were done. One of the many interesting things about this charge is that it shows to anyone who might have wondered whether Jesus really was doing all these extraordinary things recorded by Matthew and the others that, as a matter of sober history, he must have been. Only someone doing the sort of remarkable healings recorded in the Gospels would incur a charge like this. You You don't say, how do they do it? When you're standing behind an ordinary house or watching an amateur magician struggling through a not very difficult piece of music, they would only say, how does he do it if Jesus, if he really was performing extraordinary deeds? And we can be sure that the early church, Jesus' devoted followers after his resurrection, would never have made up the idea that people said Jesus himself was in league with the devil. No, something like this must have taken place, and for the reasons Matthew gives. Jesus' answers to the charge are almost as breathtaking as the healings themselves. He sends the accusations straight back in a series of counter questions and counter charges. The idea of the Satan undoing his own work is ridiculous, he says. One can imagine the Satan giving someone power to levitate, for instance, or to gain wealth or fame, but he gives them power to undo other aspects of his own, that is, satanic, work. He really must be mad. If I am trying to build a house, I'm unlikely to call in a contractor and give him authority to demolish parts of it. If the Satan is wanting to get more and more control over people, he's unlikely to give Jesus power to set lots of them free. In addition, there are other Jewish exorcists whose work meets with some success at least. Are they in league with the devil as well? Of course not. Rather, Jesus' work is a sign of something that his contemporaries were longing for deeply, but were not expecting to look like this. God's kingdom was coming upon them, bursting in as a force, a power to be reckoned with, coming as the only true answer to the question, how is Jesus doing it?
In fact, as shown in verses 29 to 30, what Jesus is doing is a sign of something he's already done. If he's now helping himself to the property of the strong man, it can only be because he's already tied him up. First, you have to win the victory over the Satan. Our minds, of course, go back to Matthew 4, 1-11. Then you can plunder his possessions. There's a sobering word there for all who seek to advance God's kingdom. Are we prepared to go the long, hard route of first winning the victory over temptation? Jesus' final warning has often worried devout readers. How can we know whether or not we have committed this unforgivable sin? But this saying relates very specifically to what has gone before. Jesus is warning against looking at the work of the Spirit and declaring that it must be the devil's doing. If you do that, it's not just that you won't be forgiven, you can't be, because you have just cut off the very channel along which forgiveness would come. Once you declare that, the only remaining bottle of water is poison, and you condemn yourself to dying of thirst.
Although the warning is therefore not so worrying at one level as some have imagined, if you're worried about committing this sin, it's a good sign that you haven't done so. It remains serious in terms of the decision people reach about Jesus. It was still possible for people to look at him and say, he must have been mad, or worse. But if Jesus really was bringing God's kingdom into reality, refusing to recognize it means cutting yourself off from its effects, of which forgiveness is one of the chief ones. When we look at Jesus and ask, how did he do it? This isn't a matter of idle curiosity.
Hmm.
Logan's the only one that didn't get to go.
Hmm?
Logan's the only one that didn't get to go.
That's okay. But knowing Logan, he has thoughts.
So sad.
All right. So what are some thoughts, my friends?
I don't have any.
I suppose more of a follow up on on the part where it states that the Jews' response is a confirmation that Christ really was doing miraculous acts.
Mm-hmm.
Do we happen to have any Jewish writings that record these accusations? Because I'm going to be honest. If I tried to use that as evidence to any of my non-believing friends, they would laugh it off as using the Bible to prove the Bible.
I went like no, but then again, Matthew is a Jewish person writing about the accounts.
Well, yes, but
I know, I hear that.
but you know that my point is, do
I-
we have recordings from the accusers or another hostile party?
Yeah, and the answer is no.
Okay.
We have some writing of like there's the historian Josephus, if I remember right, where
Yeah,
he's-
I've definitely heard of Josephus.
yeah.
Yeah,
But at this very moment, you have more like accounts of like there's this messianic movement and this messianic movement. But the reality is like this is again, I have a hard time. Like I understand the reason, like I understand like using the Bible to prove the Bible, but then again, these are legit Jewish followers. And so to say you need some other Jewish writing, you are then not letting the original writers speak for themselves. And so anyone who
but
comes
again, maybe that was just me phrasing it poorly, because essentially my concern was that if I try to present an argument that is that boils down to there's this text in the Bible that corroborates the events described in the Bible, then they're just going to say that then that may well have been made up by about the same authors, and yes, I'm aware that there are responses to that.
yeah.
For example, a lot of the books of the Bible were written by different people.
Yeah.
But
and it'd be really cool if we had more, writings at this time. But the thing is, it's like that just wasn't a practice. Besides people who found value in the writings of the apostles, because like let's take like Aristotle writings, like it's 1,000 years, like something crazy like 1,000 years, like is the oldest like stuff. Like the oldest writings is like 1,000 years after Aristotle, like around 1,000 AD.
oh yes, and I presume that what you're leading into with that is that the Bible is frankly freakishly well preserved compared to all other historical texts.
Yeah, like
Like
literally-
the earliest copy I have, I think it's like within 50 years of time of writing or something like that.
yeah, there's like the P52 fragment,
Yeah.
which is fascinating. But
Yeah.
yeah, and so yeah, it's like when it comes to the ancient scripture, the First Testament, the Old Testament, and the New Testament, like it's the best preserved ancient work of antiquity. And what's,
Oh yeah. There's no doubt that that the Bible as we have it is the Bible as it was written, or at least extremely close.
and what's really cool is like you could actually like when it comes to even variations, like they could actually like watch the replication and find in general sense like where a variation started, because since like it's like like a massive telephone game, like you will eventually get down to
Yeah.
as close. And so
The nice thing about this telephone game is that well, it's all in writing, and there's a
yeah.
lot of a lot of copies of being made at each step, and so it's
Mhm.
I mean it's obviously still work, but it's more than possible to just walk it back.
Yeah. And so I think one of the greatest like reasoning for me like how it's not made up, because if you're making up something and if you want to make it like provable, like if you're trying to make an argument, and you're generally making an argument in your own culture and time. So no one in this culture or time will make one of the very first people who see Jesus resurrected a woman. Like a woman at that time doesn't even have like in a court, they can't be a witness. Like, and yet they're shown as the very first people who see the resurrection, and they were charged with telling others that he resurrected. Like the fact of
The
how,
principle of the um, embarrassing account or something along those lines. Yeah. Where if the account is not terribly flattering to the subject, but the person giving the account holds that the subject in esteem is likely to be true because they wouldn't make up those embarrassing details.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it's even crazy. Like I was reading, Genesis for Everyone, and when like Genesis was originally written, it was like when the Israelites had tensions with the neighbors, and especially during that time, they wrote their neighbors as pretty evil people. But then here, and especially in the Abraham, like when Abraham's going around, actually Abraham is actually the morally screw up one, while it seems like his neighbors, obviously besides Sodom and Gomorrah, but all the kings that he lied to, saying his wife was his sister, they're the ones who actually like hold the higher moral ground. And it's crazy, like how if I was trying to like create a false writing to say like this is
You
trying to
probably
like
wouldn't make the chosen people into such a mess.
yeah. And so I wish like the thing is like especially in the ancient world, like even like Josephus, like to use him for example, he wrote because he was writing to a Roman audience, and so he'll write the historical accounts favoring Romans.
Yes, he's rather known for that bias.
Yeah. And so like the fact of how almost like self-damning the text is, like shows just how just how beautiful work of ancient antiquity it is. Were you going to say something, Logan? I saw you walk up. No? Okay. Any other thoughts, friends, before...
Yeah, I just had a thought about just like how like Jesus responded to these false accusations, because like even today especially, like people will make up false accusations against like good people and whatever, but Jesus responded like so logically, like he just proved with just like just thinking about it how that's obviously not true, and that takes like a lot of like intelligence and skill to be able to do that kind of thing. It's just like it's just kind of a beautiful thing to be able to do when like because like evil isn't very smart honestly, but just being able to kind of prove just with logic, because like someone was saying about like having conversations with people that don't believe the Bible is true and whatever, and like those people usually hold to being more logical, but it's just interesting to notice how Jesus was very logical and God is very logical, just seeing how he works today even in people. And it's, I feel like an aspect that can be more appreciated about his character, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my thought.
So I think like, Lincoln was famous for quoting this part when it came to the Civil War. There's something. Yeah. And it's crazy. It's like, I do like how like it's taking a moment and like there's a lot of speculation about the unforgivable sin. But here it's like literally saying like acts of Jesus are more devil's work. And so that's like the thing where, and also I love how it puts like, if you think someone is like, if you think a doctor is actually like a witch doctor or someone who's actually trying to harm you, you're never going to get the cure. I do love, yeah. It's good. Good observation, Faith. Any other thoughts, friends? No? All right.
Not that I can think of at the moment.
All right. I'll end our moment in prayer, and then I want to say goodnight to my little goo, and then I will be ready for some Risk Rain too. Jesus, you're holy and amazing. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for your goodness. Thank you for preserving. Thank you that in your transcendence, you are immanent. And you have longed to speak to your people. It is actually your nature. So thank you that you're speaking to us through your word. You're speaking to us while we're together. And you're always speaking. May we listen. And thank you for your amazing favor. How you're just always lavishing it on your creation, on your people. And may we look to you as the healer and light that you are. And thank you for enduring the cross so that death cannot hold on to you. And then we look forward to ourselves, death not holding on to us. Amen. All right, I will... Hey, Logan, you don't mind getting the game started on my computer?
I can do it.
I'm going to ask Logan. You can go ahead and do your Roblox. All right, I'll be back. But Logan will get things started on my computer and make sure everyone's connected.
What is this game?
And it's on the bright side.
What is this game?
The patch does appear to have worked.
Every day.
So, yay, it's not crashing anymore.
It says
Yay.
total 3 minutes played.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not that one.
Oh, these are
No,
Justin's
I
games.
have
as well.
no
Justin,
freaking
what are
clue
these
why.
games?
What?
What is that?
Sorry, what?
Doing a practice run.
Oh, just
He hasn't- he hasn't
commenting
played
that
that
I
one.
really don't know. Don't understand why the thing that
Ooh,
was
this one
crashing
looks
was,
cool.
but
Amnesia is
since I've
What
been beating
was-
my head on it for a while,
What was it?
I heard was pretty good.
yeah. Well, it turns out that ultimately,
Assassin's Creed is pretty good.
yeah, it was it was actually solved by
Assassin's
just-
Creed?
some little bit of cleanup that somebody had had pushed
I was supposed to.
to the GitHub, and
He's gonna be mad at me.
the cleanup was that they made it so that some of the tooltip code, which should only be called by the client anyways, was somehow interfering with server-side stuff.
Oh
I have
boy.
no idea how that managed to happen, but by properly isolating that to only exist on client side, that solved the issue. So yeah, I
That
can't
is
really.
properly cursed.
Yes. Eh, I really wish I understood how that worked out, but I suppose that gives me a lesson of how important it is to keep things tightly in their proper place.
Are you playing, Justin?
Sorry, what, Logan?
You playing? You and David?
Yeah,
Yep.
I am at least set on
let me-
that day, but that's up
Let me
there.
get Risk of Rain fired up.
Get it started up. Beam him up.
Yeah, I get to play a different character now since Charlie isn't here and something gone.
Paladin.
I would, but that also requires other people to also set that up.
Spicy.
Reddit shooting themselves in the foot.
Doing a bit more stuff with my Minecraft mods is sounding kind of fun. Maybe I'll just add another enchantment or two to Spellbound. That's always something I can hammer out in like a sitting or two.
Yeah.
Just gotta decide what enchantment.
You know what? That's a good point. I'll go see how the suggestion page is going recently.
Yeah, I suppose I should double check that, because I remember there being some good suggestions floating around in there.
Oh, everything has a little pin. There must have been a bot that got deleted. There was a spam bot, I guess.
Look at the screen. Look at the screen. I'm gonna eat ya.
Out of date invite? No. I'm just the only one in the lobby, apparently. Huh.
I think we have a lobby started.
I think we have to go past the lobby if you want more than 4 players, if I remember correctly. You have to go into the server part itself.
I have to create it.
Yeah,
So create multiplayer.
yeah.
This part or farther?
Farther, you have to click start game.
Okay. Guessing we're just doing classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Dang it. Why is my
Okay.
EC not running? It is definitely hot enough in here.
There you go. I sent you that, David. Let's see if it works now.
I am back in the empty lobby.
Okay. I think Corey will have to do the console command stuff.
Hmm. Strange.
Chronos. Okay, that was the last update on there.
We can vote.
Let me see.
Yes, I see.
How come it says 1 on the difficulty?
Because that's the vote.
Hmm. Okay.
Well, who
Yeah, when I
voted?
tried to join the lobby, it. Well, I
Okay.
just ended up in the empty lobby. Not sure what's going on.
Hmm. What is going on?
I think you need to back out, Logan, since Corey isn't here. And while you're there, you have to click Control Alt, the button to the left of the one. Open up the console.
The button to the what?
To the left of the one key.
Escape?
Is there not another one with a squiggly line?
Just quickly.
It's a simplified keyboard.
Up. That's the.
We'll see.
You
I'll
might have to
till he
wait
gets
for Corey then.
What does that do?
Well, you're supposed to open up the console and type in some things, and then it'll make it more than 4 players.
Alright, I'll wait for him.
with Corey.
Hated enchantments being give and take. That's just curse enchantments in a lot of ways.
What troubles are you guys having?
They don't know how to get more than 4 people, or the keys to open up the console part.
Okay, everyone have. Let's make sure everyone has Epic disabled. Okay, can you hit escape to settings? Settings.
I mean, we all otherwise joined you outside of just because they made a 4-player lobby.
Everyone has it disabled. All right. I think you have to go here. We'll hit create multiplayer game, private, classic. You have to make sure it's classic. All right, now I'll invite everyone.
We already tried that, Corey. You need to do the command stuff.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the commands again?
You have to open up the dev console, which is Control Alt and the grave key, which is the one above tab underneath escape usually.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming your keyboard doesn't have since it's a simplified one.
There we go. Got it open. What's the command?
SV_max players.
SV_max players. Put it 8.
Yeah.
Let's do that. All right. Oh, I gotta close it. First, do it out of the server.
Yeah. Time to do it again.
There we go. SV_max players 8. There we go.
And then Steam_lobby _max members.
So Control Alt Shift. Okay. Can't wait till my new keyboard gets here.
Oh,
Are you
it's
feeling
not-
the pains of having a 70%?
Yes, I am. Right now. There we
Oh.
The
go.
one that everyone wants their keyboard to be. But
Okay,
the
so
moment they do, it becomes an issue.
SV
And then you-
underscore. So what's the second one?
It's not SV_, it's Steam
Steam
_lobby
underscore lobby.
_max members. That one. And then you do it there.
There
And
we
then
go.
you just start it.
Okay. All right. I'll start inviting everyone. Sorry, guys. Didn't know
Oh,
you guys
you-
ran into issues. All right.
We can just join you now, also.
Yeah. You should be able to join me. So right click choosing Eden. So shift tab. Right click choosing Eden. Okay, and I'll just do this first.
I'm assuming resume.
So don't hit ready yet, but pick whoever character you want to be. Alright, so no one hit ready yet. I'm gonna... Faith is getting some water. And I'm going to have Logan actually play for me right now. Can you hit main, by the way, on that screen, please? Right there. I'm gonna
David, do you need an invite?
Oh, I hadn't noticed that the lobby was up. I guess I just tried to join Corey and it once again jumped me into that solo lobby.
I wonder if
Solo
it's.
lobby again.
I wonder if
You
it's.
know what?
It's
Actually,
starting
you
to look
joined
like
him.
there's an issue on my end.
No, prob.
I do know that Steam changed things.
try to invite him, Corey. I'm gonna see if I can do this. It's on the very bottom of the list.
Oh, there we go. All right, you're in. Now we're just waiting for David to get in.
Should I?
Well,
don't
it's
hit
taking
ready
longer
yet.
to load. That's... Hey, I'm
You're
in.
in. Perfect.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Sorting protected account available slots now. Password protected. Trust server games.
Some of the exposed
All
gets
right, hey Jason. Until Logan gets here, unless you want to take over, you can continue play until either you want to keep playing or when Logan gets in here.
Can I not play on YouTube?
Yeah, you'll be able to play, but we're waiting for. They're waiting for Logan. Right now he's talking to Brendan. Can you? I'm gonna go be with Bailey. So can you take over?
I guess.
So it looks like it's still 4-player lobby. Because I left so that way David could join, so we could make sure he.
Okay. Well,
Can
we'll
work.
just continue this since
the-
we're all in here and we have a bunch of new people. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Justin. And you
What?
can- So sorry that you can't join this session, but
You know, I was already streaming our screen too, right?
Oh,
It
that's
just was
funny.
your full screen.
all right. Let's everyone pick the character they want to play.
I am not sure which one it is.
So
I tried looking online.
Ethan's not ready yet. You don't need to look at the tier list. Just look at each character. Look at overview skills.
Do they have one where it's like just a super high damage single shot? That would be what's the survival?
You can be slowly fall through. Look at your overview skills. Another solid damage one.
Because I heard that this one.
Yes, that's the real thing. And just read the abilities, read the character. They're all really good. And they're all good.
I like this one. The fast. That's what I need because I can't aim.
So every character is really good. They're all built differently. And also, Justin is here, and he'll give pointers. He's 100% this game. So all questions direct to Justin. I'm gonna go be putting Bailey down, and I'll be back a little later.
The one that's working on a mod? Justin, are you the one that's working on a Minecraft mod?
Nah, that'd be me, David.
Okay.
We ready?
Are you?
Yeah.
Sure, let's try the mercenary. That looks fun. Lots of multi-hit stabbing attacks.
Oh yeah, you haven't played that much, have you, David?
Nope.
Cool. All right. If anyone wants to be multi, you can take him.
Everyone be Mark. Oops, all Mark.
Who do I want to be?
I mean, having everyone be the same character seems like a bit of a mistake, since
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna keep
that
it.
would mean that everyone's competing for the same items.
I do want to apologize that it can't be more than 4 people. Like Justin and I tried this out. I'll say like a couple months ago and it worked, but I do know Steam changed their overlay and their systems. So I think something's broken with that now. So
Oh, you're not playing, Justin?
I am not.
Oh, that's sad.
Actually,
Sorry
should
you
I back
can't
out? My internet.
play. Do we want to back out?
Oh,
It's
well.
3 seconds. Okay.
I'm here to play with all of you. If you want to just play,
You know
go
what?
right ahead.
No, go nuts, Justin. I was kind of the least enthusiastic about playing Risk of Rain 2 anyways. And hey, I can fiddle with my Minecraft mods while you guys play.
All right, David.
This is my good night. I'm gonna hang out. I haven't seen Robin all week. So hey, friends, this is be my good night because I haven't seen Robin all week. I love you guys.
All right.
Thank you for joining for Eucharist and Bible. When you guys are ready to go, let me know and I'll take you home.
Well, it sounds like we're
Guess we
we're
have
joining tonight.
4 slots after all.
Sorry.
I invited you, Justin.
Yeah, Logan will be playing on my account. So my account will still be there, but Logan's playing on it.
Okay.
Wait, David. Did you just join again?
Yes,
Who's playing and who's not?
Wait,
because we
Okay.
lost with the 5th. So you're getting off your account, Logan. You're playing on Corey's account, and I'm joining in. That's what it's sounded
Someone's playing on my account right now.
That's me.
Huh?
Someone's already
Who is?
playing on my account. Corey's not playing.
Yeah, so we have 4 people. Unless there's suddenly a 5th again.
David? David just joined back.
Then who's the
Wait.
people playing right now?
David, Faith, Ethan, and me.
I see. Okay.
Okay. I thought,
Yeah,
I thought David got
I didn't
off.
realize that. I didn't realize
We
that
went
we had
from
6
5
players.
to 6. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I've backed
Never mind
out. You can get in there, Justin.
Oh, you can play, David.
No. Okay. Justin,
Guys.
Fine.
I'm backing out because I'm the least interested in playing the game.
Canadian stalemate.
I have closed Risk of Rain, Justin. I don't intend to
have
open
twice
it again for
also.
the rest of the night.
Off the external hard drive it goes.
I am opening IntelliJ.
So did you figure out what you're gonna add to your mods? Or start on at least?
I was actually probably just going to first finish getting the patch for chest cavity published.
Honestly, very understandable.
Because crashes aren't great. In fact, I find it rather embarrassing that I've allowed it to fester this long.
Alright, you guys ready? Artifact and swarms. Who put that artifact on? Who put the artifact on?
Oh.
I don't think I have one on there.
Someone take it
No, I
off.
don't
We
think
don't, we don't want it. We don't want it.
You
Okay,
want
I
it.
took it off, I guess. Okay, everyone click rainstorm difficulty.
Just know that this is like
Yes.
this is some of the people's first time playing, so be gentle.
Yes.
I'm talking to you, Justin.
They tried to put artifact of swarms. Just monster spawns are doubled. I mean, it's not the worst, but not fun.
I mean, I didn't put on spite. I'm not that spiteful.
yeah.
Storms is at least the even on good or bad.
Is it the timer's about to run out?
And
Doesn't
then
kick you from the
all
game.
the games just crash.
Alright, boys. Sorry you can't play, David.
Yeah.
You're there.
Whoa.
Alright. I think my user account is called Pip on here. What are we looking for? What is the
You
teleport?
kill enemies,
It says
and you
find
grab monies, and
find
you
find,
open
the
chests.
find and activate the teleporter. How do you
Don't do that. Don't unlock the teleport yet.
Hit the teleporter.
Unless you want to.
Also, don't listen to me.
Yes.
I don't even know what the teleporter
Justin has to
Oh,
be the
no.
voice of destruction, of doom. Listen to him at your own peril.
Corey's controls are weird. Who puts... It is...
He has default controls. Fear him.
Oh no. It is default.
I'm headshotting these guys.
And it's
great.
R for the... Oh my gosh.
That's how it's default.
R is for reload.
If you've never played League of Legends, that is false.
And the sprint button is control.
That's actually very common with shooters.
No.
Shooters with
Control
sprint
to
nowadays
slow
instead of a crouch. Because nowadays, crouch is on C instead of control for some reason.
Oh. Yeah, and R for your... Yeah. I haven't played in a while, so... welcome, people.
I haven't really been playing too much since most of the time it would be with Korean stuff anyways, recently. Might play more Paladin again if I do get back into it, but it's like it's just for self-satisfaction, and I have other games I'm playing right now too.
I played that a little bit.
I hear you, Corey. You're not actually gone.
Yes, he's secretly playing all along.
Yeah, it's. I enjoyed it. It was unique. That's how I feel about things. I like unique things. So hey, everyone,
Ethan, open chest.
if it's okay with you guys, I want to make a group text message because not everyone here has access to Discord throughout the week. So we could actually like throughout the week discuss what game we want to play. If it's Roguelands, like we can like make sure everything's actually prepared by next week.
I'm sorry, I really don't want to be in a group text. Those tend to cause my phone to blow up in the most annoying of ways.
All right.
And that's where I start checking out entirely if that starts happening.
So how do you guys suggest we make this work then? Because some of us just legitimately just can't have access to Discord throughout the week. Like they're just their life right now. It's impossible for them to be on Discord.
I mean, if they would have access to a group text, wouldn't they have access to Discord if they put it on that phone?
Well, the group text is like basic phone mechanics, while Discord it just like the phone is just enabled to the phone that the individual doesn't have right now is enabled to install Discord. We tried.
If it has a mobile browser.
We even tried mobile browser.
I was like, it basically just doesn't have internet.
Yeah,
And so
'cause it's
I
just
mean,
web app.
I've just been hitting my head against the wall trying to make something that works for everyone. And right now, unless I hear any other solution, maybe like WhatsApp or something, so you can mute it when you don't want to look at it.
See,
not even
I would
WhatsApp.
actively not go there if there was a WhatsApp. I already deleted Facebook long ago.
There we go. Let's line a string all the way from where Justin and David are at in the Midwest.
These chance shrines.
All right,
suck.
I'm gone now, guys. So peace. We'll discuss it more
Yep.
later. We can discuss it more later.
Have you guys realize how bad these chance shrines are?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I mean, it's a chance shrine. Even if the odds are good, sometimes
This is the worst I've
you
ever
just get
seen.
shafted.
I clicked every single one on the map, and they all didn't work.
Every single time I've hit one, it's given me something.
No,
happens
There
it
you
says
go.
nothing.
There's a
It says
teleporter.
nothing twice on the left.
Yo, Logan.
Huh.
What does the teleporter look like?
It's over there.
What happens when you activate it?
Boss appears.
Oh.
Link appears and he swords you. Well, are you
See, if
guys
that was the case, we'd already have lost.
ready? No.
Unless we had a plot armor and it's gonna be a return later on for him to
Whoa.
defeat us in a later point.
Come over here, dudes. And do not stand in the way of this guy's when he explodes. You will see eventually. He's going to send like this aura around him when he gets low health. And you want to stand behind something. Like this tree, for example. Oh, he didn't do it, so. These controls.
I have gasoline apparently, so they catch on fire if I shoot one.
Us.
Everyone grab one item from the thing. Oh, there's 3 of them. Wait, Justin, did you grab one?
I already grabbed my item.
Okay. Faith,
Where's an
did
item?
you grab your item with you?
Where's
I
an
marked
item?
it. I marked it.
And yeah, David, I definitely feel you on the getting to your phone blew up
think I
because
got
that's what used to happen with me with Skype way back when. You'd be in a group chat on there and suddenly it's be like bloop, 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 bloop.
Justin, you didn't get the item.
I already got mine.
No, you didn't.
Is it?
What was it?
Leeching seed.
What? That was there.
It was the only non-yellow.
Very good, very good. Tempted to change the controls. But I know Corey doesn't like that.
Might as well. He'll change it back anyways.
True, he uses default. He can just click the default button.
Very true that too. After all, for
Corey.
tonight, you are Corey.
Corey.
Yeah. That's definitely how that works.
Looks like it's almost charged.
Yeah, I'm Corey now.
At least in
guys,
regards
so-
to having control of the computer that says he's Corey.
The reason I chose choosing Eden is because I choose Eden.
We go through the teleporter now?
Are we teleporting?
Sure. You can talk into your mic, you know that.
I have no idea what we're doing in this game.
We're running
So
around
shoot.
and having fun.
Walk up to teleporter and
Well,
push
if he
E, it goes
doesn't know
like-
what he's doing, he might not be having fun.
We'll just
I'm
run
having
around.
Fun to shooting stuff, but like,
Shoot monsters.
I mean,
open
running around
chests,
shooting stuff is
become
definitely
OP.
what we do.
Push E, and it says push E.
are we actually like teleporting?
Right?
Click it for you.
Oh,
I guess we're teleporting.
To the
Okay.
next layer.
origin of tar. Excuse me? And who's got
Oh
these health
boy,
flags?
I don't like that.
Let's get the void seed.
Why am I turning red? What's happening?
Welcome to the danger zone.
Why is my screen turning red and I can't see anything? I don't
See
know
the
where.
border?
Huh.
It's the void seat. Where you
It is
die.
the triple zone of damage and death.
I'm getting destroyed over here. Oh, darn it. Sorry. I died. Alright, time to change. Controls. Why are you the same character as me?
Who?
You.
Because I haven't played Band in a very long time.
So?
And I have a different build anyways. I don't have the reset of pistol, I have the stacking damage one.
The bleed.
The big glowing thing in the very center is not something you can damage.
Oh.
That just is the central point of it.
So where are the 7 monsters that are remaining?
Probably in a different part of the map, I'm guessing.
Do they have to be in the purple area, or?
They do not.
Oh, okay.
Actually, who has the least? Yeah, okay, I have the most items. I should just stop taking them for a bit.
Oh, are they purple monsters?
Yeah, they're usually purpley or
Okay.
off type. Sorry, what, Ethan? I'm probably not talking to you then. Oh, missed that. Don't want to get into those. That's in the corners. You know what? Fine. I just barrel stuff.
I think I killed at least one of them. There's a whole horde of purple monsters up against me, but I killed one blue thing, and then suddenly there were 5 monsters killed off the list. I don't understand. Someone else just.
I was
killed a
killing a few of them.
bunch? Okay.
Since Brendan has to watch me, I'm gonna take extra long. I'm joking. I need to stop doing that. Correct. Logan, I'm Brendan. I don't know why I said Brendan.
I am on fire. That's not quick.
There's a bunch of items all over the place in this area. I just pinned, which is like a indication of location.
Tab on mine. That's a default.
No, that is Logan's.
Okay.
Well, maybe Brandon's. I don't remember which one you're playing on.
He's playing on Brennan's.
I think I'm playing
Okay.
on Corey's alt account. Okay.
That would be very difficult.
Right, where's the items? Where's this thing?
Whoever's on Logan's account picks most of them up. Ethan, I
Ethan.
guess.
Oh my goodness, there's so many enemies. They came all the way here just to chase me down. I'm about to die. Somebody help me.
You know what? I'm grabbing
I'm
that.
trying. They follow me across the map.
Yeah, they continuously spawn until we hit the teleporter. So there will always be more characters, more enemies. Bit of waves.
See? There we go.
On the discussion on Diablo earlier, David, it is does definitely have MMO light features from what I've seen. Thankfully,
Yeah.
they're not nearly as bad as I was fearing, but they are very ever present. Like there is the Destiny-esque public events that you can join in when you just walk over the area. There is a world boss. And you will randomly run into like
What are the
2 or
blinking
3
things with
people
health mean?
here and there, but it is not like required. And you get XP bonuses for being near other people. Because everything needs to be in an interconnected world nowadays.
Justin, what is that?
I guess. What?
Giant blue thing. Giant
bug.
blue wall.
We should probably start the teleporter.
What is the blue border?
That's someone's whatever wisp thing bugging out.
Oh, I've never seen that.
I have, unfortunately.
Oh dear, there's a boss.
Easy boss.
I died.
Ethan has a saw blade. For multi.
I died.
Oh no.
It's like if they weaponized chocolate.
having more utility effects for leggings that basically are all on double jump to max. So I've already got phase leap and strafe functioning that way.
Although the leggings seem to have a very heavy focus on utility stuff, enchantments.
Well, that's because for the most part, armor enchantments are applicable to the whole set.
Right.
And so that's how it'd be. Helmets already have
True.
a collection of utility of enchantments that they can get through vanilla. Chest pieces, I mean they've got thorns, but I kind of wound up making that its own category. And
Yeah, and to be fair, everything can have thorns.
yeah, which is part of why it became its own category. Yeah, and I've got some thorn alternates, but then I also added some utilities to the chest piece in the form
Ethan, you
of
can grab
attractive
that
and
item.
repulsive.
What was that?
Grab the item.
Though so far, phase leap
I
and
already
strafe
got-
are the only two
Yeah.
utilities that the legs have. Now, of course, the
True.
boots. Honestly, boots have a ridiculous number of enchantments available to them in vanilla.
Yeah.
It's- yeah.
They just also happen to be mostly mutually exclusive enchants also.
Yeah, which I mean that's kind of the same
Yeah.
overall design that I've been going for with Spellbound.
Yeah.
It's just that, unlike a lot of the other items in the game, chest plates and leggings
Oh, I'm
kind
back.
of
Oh, you
end up
came
with
back?
like 3 enchantments
I did not
total,
know that.
maybe 4.
Right.
Protection, unbreaking, and mending, and maybe thorns, but probably not because most people don't like having thorns because it shreds your armor.
Oh wow, I died really quick. Well,
Yeah.
good game.
Which, yeah, so that's why I've been focusing on the utility category.
Oh yeah,
for-
very
For
understandable.
those.
I was in it felt like there was a lot of leggings, but it was mostly just because you've been adding it because there isn't much usually compared to the rest.
Well, I mean, so far there's only 2, and
Yeah.
they're basically just variations of the same. Yeah. Yeah. So I think it could be kind of neat to have a legging enchantment that on double jump for enchantments level seconds prevents any change in elevation.
That'd be very interesting.
Hovering. That's,
Yeah.
and it would all, of course, reset your fall distance when you trigger it.
Of course.
Um, it would run off the same double jump mechanics I've already got set up for phase strafe and phase leap, where it'd be triggered once per time you get off the ground.
Would you have some sort of like wind up time with it so that way it's you have to preemptively use it instead of reactively? Or is that just
Why?
clunky?
I see no reason to.
Oh man.
I see no reason to do that.
was a hard
I mean, if people wanted to panic hover because they got knocked into the air by something, I see no reason to stop them.
You'd have to be careful with the Elytra with that though. I just don't know how that would actually like function with Elytra. Is what I mean. Like how would because it's
Probably would destroy your momentum, to be honest. But if you say use it at the very peak of your flight, it could buy you a little bit of time. Maybe
Yeah.
you'd be able to build up a little bit horizontal momentum
Would you
back.
want to restart, Justin? It seems we're all having a hard time.
Yeah, that's understandable. Where's
Or do you want to finish the game without us?
I mean, I'll go hit the teleporter and just see how bad it gets because I hate this map's boss anyways.
I think
I
it's
mean,
the
we're
next
30
map
minutes
we
into
get
the
to
first.
rejoin, because that's what happened to me. I died last round and then it went to the next place, and I was here again.
That's how the game works.
Alright, you know what? Might as well just toss it out there. For anyone else here who happens to play Minecraft or just who happens to have ideas, what kind of things do you think it would be cool to, for your magic pants to have happen when you jump in midair?
Oh, this is boring. Okay then.
I don't know. I don't have any ideas off the top of my head, really.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, right now, all I've got is the pre-existing teleport forward or in whatever direction you're moving. Yeah, on double jump, and that hover, the enchantment that we've been discussing as a possibility.
Wait, so game end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see, the most basic ones people usually do is movement speed. That's kind of boring though. And just always good, so that's not one. What would be another good
I could actually play a boss.
I suppose a more aggressive one could be ground pounding. Just yeah. And instead of the rest of your momentum, it sends you going down at speed, and
Yeah.
maybe gives you a status effect that will allow me to it counts like an explosion on impact or something when you hit the ground.
Is there fall damage?
In Minecraft, oh definitely.
No. I
In this
know
game,
Minecraft
yes.
Oh,
has fall damage. In this game, is there?
Oh yes.
But you don't die from it.
Okay. Interesting.
Unless if you want to.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you implemented that in a very particular way, you could actually make it very good for starting out with Elytra, like the opposite of a firework, where you would force a dive quickly to gain momentum.
Yeah, it involves me getting too close.
Oh.
And just not a good
Actually, I could see it. I could see it.
It wouldn't be
Where,
very good,
um,
but it'd be very done. Oh, I need to gain some momentum quickly off of a hill, short hill.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if it was like, unlike the others where you just press the space bar and it's a one and done effect. Actually, it would be more hold space bar and while being held down, thing happens.
I was thinking with pressing it once, it would just do a burst of downward momentum sort of thing with a cooldown, and then you'd be able to use that if you were able to interrupt it.
Well, I mean
Sort of
the ability to interrupt it would be why it would be a hold down effect
Yeah.
instead of just a tap and go. Which I suppose for the hovering version that would probably be a better way to implement it than the one and done as well. Where while you hold it, you hover.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I'm mostly thinking of that hover as something that Elytra users would really like, just as a way to stop in midair and shoot something with a bow.
Yeah. Very true. Although it might be a little difficult to get it working very intuitively if it was a tap and go. So yeah, the holding might be a good idea for that one.
Ooh, actually,
Is a button clicks.
there's kind of two ways we could do this. Either we could have it where it's just off vertical momentum, and then that would just be life. The alternative would be completely stops momentum and then resumes on release or timeout. Like, it records your momentum when you activate it and then gives it back when you resume.
Right.
Yo, should we just do the boss?
No.
Level up a little bit on like the smaller enemies first, I think.
In that regard, you could also have it so that way instead of completely stopping it, you could have it drastically slow down momentum into like a pseudo hover.
Screw it, we're going to call this one bullet time. It brings you down to 5% speed.
No, I think it's just too far.
But it would almost be fun to make it so that bullet time would also slow any arrows you shoot until you ended bullet time, at which point they would all resume full velocity at once. No, that wouldn't work because they would all just run into iframe issues. Ugh.
Run into what type of issues?
Invincibility frames.
I mean, there's a lot of ways to bypass the iframes.
Well, yes, but the more hacks and workarounds I build into one enchantment, the more messy it gets.
Yeah, because although isn't there like a way, isn't it that there a cleaner way to excuse me, cause damage without activating iframes though?
Not really. With the way damage works in Minecraft, unless you're just doing direct health deduction without going through the damage process, you're going to have iframes.
Yeah.
And we don't want to completely bypass the damage process.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that trigger during that
Yeah.
need to trigger, including dropping your items on death.
Now, only if there was an easy way for you to just reduce how many iframes that would give.
Incidentally, that was actually a major issue with implementing Patet. The fact that direct health deduction, it fails to trigger item drops on death if it kills you. Well, first of all, that's kind of incredibly hacky code, and I hate it.
Speaking of iframes, that's like one of the worst parts of multi-shot with crossbows.
Yes. If I were to implement a shotgun in Minecraft, the way I would essentially have it work is that each pellet that hits would inflict an incredibly
Not only if you
low.
could have local iframes. Incredibly small amount of damage individually.
Well, yes, but the way I would make it actually work would be that on hit, each pellet would either create a status effect on the victim or just share information with the other pellets, saying, "Hey, I landed a hit. Yeah, I did. Yeah, therefore, the next one that hits should hit my attack power harder." Yeah, thus meaning that if say 6 pellets hit, the last one is going to get hit for 6 times the pellet's shot damage, and thus actually punch through defenses and do a meaningful amount.
Yeah. The bullet time idea would, since it would still be useful for just taking pop shots at multiple enemies, but yeah, very much bad usability otherwise.
I mean, on the other hand, bullet time's not going to slow down the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the arrows didn't get slowed down, then you could just bullet time and just shoot people as normal.
Yeah. It would be hover pants. I'd be very tempted to say hover boots, but pants.
Shiny.
Actually, I almost... Yeah, so we could have hover be the version that just completely cancels out the vertical momentum, but you continue to drift horizontally, and it does not give back the horizontal motion when done. Pause, or bolt time, or something similar would be the one that just completely stops you and then gives you your momentum back once it's done. It would probably also record your current fall distance and give it back.
Yeah.
Because
If you did the bullet time, it would be
I don't-
interesting.
I do not see bullet time being one that would actually stop fall damage.
Right. It would give you a moment to think of another way to break the fall damage stuff.
Yes, it would make emoting with the bucket potentially easier. Or accepting your fate. Display could probably also use some more utilities. Because right now it's got the attraction and repulsion options. But honestly, both are pretty niche. There's a lot of circumstances where you would not want either.
Yeah.
Pippi, you can
And
have
you
two
even
of them.
had to like hard code out the exclusions anyways because of how that worked
Oh, I mean, it
with the Jane.
not quite hard-coded. It's more just that various categories of entities had to be excluded because it was causing bad results. But categories, not individual things.
Okay. Yeah.
On the other hand, attractive is very nice for keeping skeletons from getting away from you. Less nice when it means that the slimes get insta mosh pit you for infinite damage. Because slimes have no cooldown on their attacks at all. So the moment your iframe ends, you eat another hit. And they
I just thought of an idea for protection one, which probably won't work
Oh.
very well. Instead of like outright, nope, you practically have it with your shield thing. Like, but I was thinking one that would increase your iframes, but not do as much in like true defenses sort of thing.
I mean, that's an option.
You guys ready?
But I think you already have that with I forget the name of it. It's been a while since I played with yours.
Nah,
but,
Red Alert's pretty different than that.
yeah,
Red Alert is fully negating the first couple hits you take.
right.
I mean,
Although I
you
will
can
say
iframes.
probably increasing iframes would be pretty hacky and I'd assume because you'd have to treat everything and then it interact very weirdly with things that use different types of different numbers of iframes.
Well, the kind of aren't things that use the number of iframes. Minecraft's iframe system is actually pretty
I don't understand how to collect these
straightforward.
things. Just stuff-
Pretty much all I would need to do is inject into the when damaged
Yeah.
block and
Okay.
turn what's currently a constant into a variable for the iframe duration.
Yeah, and if you did do that, I would probably think having either exclusivity with protection or reduce effects with it, but probably not reduce effects. That's
I mean, what
pretty strong.
the
Because
way-
that's
the-
like double dipping on the
the way that Spellbound is designed.
yeah.
Anything that's defined as a protection type
Yeah.
enchantment, it would.
Yeah, that I would. That's
Yeah.
why they increased effort with that.
Yeah, I agree. Increased iframes is definitely a protection type, not a utility.
And that would be one that would have to be like a global modifier between all your pieces of armor if you had anything more with it than just the one.
Hmm? Oh yeah, there's several that already play. You can play like that, such as Hardy.
What it would be? It would be logarithmic scaling. No, the other way around. Hyperbolic. That one.
All right. Oh, there's
Keep
some
that.
big monsters.
Let's see. What
Actually,
other
this would be a
ideas?
difficult one to balance because
Uh,
can't really
yeah.
just
Well, I can't really have a conversation while I'm in the heat of battle. Sorry.
can't really just make all tripled iframe duration good enough. Because
I do feel like you might be able to get away with having a secondary effect of some sort if you're able to make it diminishing returns of an increased level, but that might be much more complex than needed.
well,
That's a lot.
so the reason
Or
I
just
bring
a
up
single level.
the
of
reason
that.
I bring up triple is that
Yeah.
if you have full prot, you essentially are 3 times as durable because they'll take 1/3 the damage. And
Yeah.
so that's my goal. Any protection effect should make you about 3 times harder to kill.
Because the
But-
thing with increasing iframes would increase your defenses against rapid attacks, but terrible against big. Very much
Yeah.
like the armor system in itself. So it would be double dipping into the downfalls of armor.
Yeah, basically the polar opposite of Red Alert in that regard, where Red Alert shuts down single big chunky hits, but melts in the face of getting chewed on. Yeah, well, actually,
That might be a nice one to like
Now, how-
prototype, but that'd be a lot of work also.
that would make it curious indeed. So, Minecraft iframes are kind of funny in that there's kind of 2 components to it. The first is the duration, and the second is the magnitude. And the magnitude, so when you say, for this example, I'm just going to assume you have no armor or other mitigation effects for the ease of giving out the numbers. Say I hit you for 5 hearts of damage. You take the 5 hearts, which is 10 points in code. You
Yeah.
get your, I think, I want to say quarter second of iframes, and it has a magnitude of 10. So any hit that does 10 or less damage simply fails while you have those iframes. If something if something does more than 10, the difference between that hit and your current magnitude is applied, and then the magnitude is updated to that greater value. So if I then hit you with a 15, you would take 5 more damage, and you would now have an iframe magnitude of 15, and the duration would reset.
Oh, speaking of that, that might actually be a way for the bullet time thing to work.
Right.
Is that it would reduce the
There's
magnitude
a lot of items
of
just
the
sitting around. I marked a place where there's a bunch of items.
damage taken, but that's also
Or I suppose, actually, I suppose it could affect the. That's something I need to think on. Yeah, because I suppose I could just, if I'm already talking about messing with iframe durations, I could just do that for. Yeah, worth considering. Okay, so. So one thing that this forgiving or graceful or whatever we're calling this iframe centric defense, it could essentially make it so that the magnitude decays over time, and instead of just completely going away once your iframe times out. So essentially, for the first quarter second, probably nothing would change. You would take your 10 damage hit, you'd have your 10 magnitude, but it would list as like a full second of iframe. But after the first quarter second, that 10 would start decaying.
yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like it could be very strong or still very weak, and that would be
Depending
definitely what
entirely
we
on
would have to
context.
prototype.
Oh yeah, probably would want to have a UI indicator so that you see what the heck's going on.
Oh, I picked up both of them.
Picked up
Sorry,
both of
Logan.
them.
Like I was just busy trying to not
Why?
rip.
I was like, where is the fire one?
Yeah, either a UI indicator or some sort of like visual effect on the character. Maybe not that one.
Where's the teleporter?
Teleporter is.
I mean, I can see it. Essentially, like,
Teleporter activated.
yeah, it kind of like holy, holy lights surrounding some number of hearts representing the your current
Yeah.
buffer against getting
I
slapped
know,
again.
Where do I find them?
Yeah, and then whenever you would take
Yeah,
a
where's
hit,
the chest that has
All
yeah,
over
they,
the place.
yeah,
I got
a
an item.
number of
None.
hearts indicating how
I got an item here for you. Mark
Yeah.
how big a hit would like flare or something so that, oh hey, you actually did just negate something. Congratulations. I don't know.
I am. If we ever do get to a part where it's testing phase, I'd be very interested in just figuring out how the specifics for that would work.
I gotta admit, this one sounds interesting. It's going to be difficult to find the right balance point, but
Oh yeah, that's like a. That's like the type of sort of thing you would like.
because it's an abstract sort of durability.
Yeah.
Sort of like how I have no freaking clue if your red alert is balanced or not. Honestly,
I think it's balanced in its lack of utility for most situations. To be very strong in very specific situations.
I don't know. Honestly, I kind of find it, at least in my experience, it's the other way around. In the day-to-day, red alert is ridiculously good. Insanely. It's just that occasionally you run into a situation where it's kind of useless because you're getting swarmed.
Yeah, but I meant like it's extremely powerful in some situations like day to day, but like in big combat and stuff where people would actually need the defense
Oh yeah, in PvP, red alert's
or just
it prevents you
massively-
getting. Yeah, PvP it prevents you from getting like alpha striked, but taking a lot of little hits in PvP.
Yeah,
Admittedly, yes, really.
and even just in boss fights, for example, with the wither, which is not much of a situation, but it's like those
Yeah, the
situations are
wither,
so much.
those wither ticks, stats
Yeah.
effects suck. But on the other hand, Grace would laugh off getting burnt or poisoned.
Yeah, wither still would be an issue, but just a little less.
Yeah, much less so, because
Oh yeah, I guess there isn't any ways for whether to really stack vanilla, is there? Think about it.
yeah, and especially if you're still taking the occasional actually meaningful hit from the wither itself.
Yeah.
You eat like a hard and a half damage.
Yeah.
And it's only the wither debuff just kind of stops mattering until your grace decays to the point where you can take a half heart again.
Yeah.
I think grace is a good name for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone grab one item.
And only one.
But unfortunately, that's
Justin.
not a utility.
You're the one who grabbed
Yeah.
both the bands. Oh.
Okay. I was just curious what you were responding to in the first place.
Responded to Justin.
Ah.
Yeah. Sorry.
We'll go to. There's just another teleporter.
And so
The portal again makes it so you go to an alternate destination than what it would otherwise.
Oh.
Very interesting land of golden net.
Yeah, I could see Grace possibly having a reduced effect against dots, but still some effect.
What you're saying that you think that Grace should be nerfed against DOS specifically?
A little bit, but we'd have to definitely see how it would actually feel in use. Because Grace would effectively just completely negate almost any form of
Negate?
point.
No. It would be pretty effective though.
At least if the magnitude increased from dots.
Okay, so
Because then it
The
would
way-
negate they would
the
negate
way
itself
it would-
like every other tick or something.
oh sure, but I mean negating itself every other. Yeah, if that were the extent of it, just a negation every other tick, that would still be underperforming against protection.
True.
Yeah, remember we actually have quite a lot of room to work with. 3 times
Yeah.
as durable is a lot more durable.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
What are they?
And then there's the tomfoolery that is Death Wish. Takes up your protection slot, instead increases your damage.
You know what I just realized?
Hmm?
We'd have to be careful with the interactions between the specific protection and chance.
Oh yes, people do get to mix and match.
Yes.
So since the way Red Alert works is that it triggers during the protection phase, so the moment when protection enchantments would apply, and if you have the status effect, it just slaps your damage down to 0. Just whoosh, no.
Yeah.
As such, its interaction with Grace would be on a red alerted hit, Grace doesn't trigger.
Yeah, that one makes sense.
Yeah, and that's just a natural consequence of how that plays out.
Yeah.
Because with the way we've described Grace so far, it naturally applies during the, I guess, damage immunity phase, which is after. I believe it is after both protection and armor. I would need to double check though.
What is Death Wish once again?
Death Wish is a protection enchantment that provides no protection. It increases your damage. If you have full Death Wish, it winds up doubling your damage.
Okay.
Yes, that's a lot. But you have no protection.
Okay.
It's like, 6. Oh, I think the numbers worked out as 6.25% damage per stack. Pull up my Spellbound heavily uses configuration. Okay.
Also, apologies, we went from talking about utility into protection.
Eh, well. At the end of the day, I'm looking for enchantments that sound fun to implement. Oh, right. The way Death Wish is implemented is that the first rank counts double, so your first rank of Death Wish on any given item is worth 10% damage, but each rank after that's worth 5%. So you end up with 25% per Death Wish 4 item.
Yeah.
Backing at it. Okay, anyways, heading on over to external
Utility.
libraries. Minecraft.
Ooh, somebody got egocentric.
The bombs shall appear
I've never even used
and
that.
devour.
Butter.
It's fun. It's a trap, but it's fun.
I've seen Justin use it before.
It's a trap,
Hmm.
but it's fun.
Yeah.
If you can survive long enough for it to be fun.
But
The
everything
first couple is a little
explodes.
rough.
Is it like the
Yeah.
glass?
Well, I mean, it if I recall
It eats
correctly,
all your items.
the way egocentric works is that
Yeah.
for each egocentric you have, you will spawn a bomb around yourself that will explode on an enemy when you hit them. In addition, every minute or so, one of your other items gets turned into a stack of egocentric.
Hmm.
Once you have
So-
like 4 or 5 stacks, it starts feeling a lot better than like 1 or 2. But then after that, it
Oh.
just feels rough. Because
Oh,
they start appearing somewhat frequently to the point where it doesn't feel like it takes 3 years for one to come
Look at my
back.
Ronald's band.
Yes, because each. Yeah, and also each egocentric tracks its turn another item into egocentric separately. So once you have 10 egocentrics, it doesn't matter how many items you pick up; they're all ego right now.
That's it. Actually, it's always the same time between it does another one. I meant that like resummoning the bombs after they explode.
Ah, that too. Yes.
With that, whatever.
Uh,
Where do you even get egocentric?
I don't know. I just found
It's-
it and picked it up. It was like
It's just a random item.
just a random item. I don't even know how to use it.
Or is it from a lunar?
probably from
Yeah.
Lunar.
Yeah.
Given the-
Egocentric is a passive. You don't need to actively use it. You'll just occasionally see the enemy explode.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And you'll hear it. You'll always hear it.
Hmm.
There's no escaping the sound.
I am being swarmed and I can't even
I will
open
help
this
you.
chest.
I will help you.
Oh, it's too late for me.
Oh, and you died.
Trying to think of a good utility for leggings.
Leggings or
We already have dashes and teleports, so
Yep. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a theme, so if it turns out that all the leg enchantments are various flavors of do X in the air, then fair enough. But,
where's this scrapper? I'm gonna stop taking it. Actually,
Oh, I thought I saw it. That was last round.
uh, yeah, I guess it might just be stuck like that until we have a very good idea otherwise, because it's any interesting ideas it's very hard to come up with without just being like a rehash of pre-existing territory.
Because I found the scrapper.
Nice. Okay.
I know the chest.
They're
I
all
just,
over.
where do you find the chest?
I see about 1, 2, 3, 4.
All the ones I found earlier were all empty. I was going on there to find out.
This is a struggle sometimes.
this is so time until ancient is greater than 10. Huh. Okay, so the iframe check actually happens before armor. Interesting. But after shield. Which makes no sense.
open that chest. Here, Ethan. My mark. Go to my mark. I got these enemies.
If it happens before my armor, that is much more difficult to work out as soon.
Ethan, got him. You're fighting.
Shoot ever faster. Or bomb ever
And
faster,
this,
I should
this
say.
one over here too. Actually,
In truth, whether it's before or after armor doesn't really make the implementation
True.
any harder. It's more just a bit of information to be kept in mind. Though that does change how some interactions work. For example, that means that if he got caught by red alert, you would have built up grace first, which would mean that they would have a rather synergistic interaction where if you fell off a cliff and broke your legs, even if a pigman with fell off a cliff and should have broke your legs but didn't, even if a pigman with an axe came and started wailing on you, you wouldn't immediately just get chopped up because you would have that fall's worth of grace.
Yeah.
Which, little unfortunate. I preferred the other interaction, but
Would you be able to utilize post damage calculations and like for the how much damage got through past grace? No, that's
See.
one more.
thinking about it, maybe I should just change where the red alert trigger happens. Because if I shuffle it in around a bit, it would happen up here. I could just have it actually negate the hit entirely. But no, it is important that that red alert trigger still trigger iframes, because otherwise stuff like slimes would instantly break red alert, and that's not good.
What I meant is like the grace like build up part would be like calculated after armor.
I guess that is an option.
I don't know how bad that would actually be though.
Though there's no build-up intended in Grace. Essentially, it's not giving
Like,
you more.
The magnitude I meant like
It's not giving you more magnitude. It's just making the magnitude fall off more slowly.
right. I guess that's a fair part. I just was thinking like having that part like after the
I got 9.
red alert part, but that would just also put the thing.
But this is actually kind of weirdly set up. So
Someone's
Anytime.
why does hurt time come into this? Because apparently time until region is what's actually checked when looking to see if you take a hit. And that seems weird.
Thought it was simple, but no, it was not. It never is.
Yup. Well, it's over.
Okay, so Okay, so it looks like her time is used to animate the damage flash.
Oh yeah, the red flash. That's probably like, yeah.
As far as I can tell, that's the only thing her time is actually used for.
Interesting.
Yes, not what I would have expected. Looks like the region is what actually gets used here.
So what handles the iframes then if her time is only animation related?
It looks like it's tied to your time until region, which is not what I would have expected. But I suppose that means that when you take a hit, your regeneration pauses. I didn't think that was the case. 'Cause I've definitely seen people just heal through the pain, through the power of food.
Maybe it's passive regen, not active regeneration. Like the half heart you gain after a while if you're not fully saturated, but still above 90-odd%.
Well, I guess.
I don't know. We are in a new area. The blue room.
Oh, the shadows. Wow.
Or just.
Oh, I fell again.
I suspect this is one of those things that is different between most living entities and most layer entities. Let's pull up the layer version of
Okay,
all
don't.
this.
Oh,
Ah.
nice.
We all just respawn? What happened?
Somebody shot the guy, and
Who pissed off the shopkeep?
I'm sorry, Justin, you didn't get your item.
Sorry.
What happened?
Ethan,
That might have been me. I thought it was a monster.
you thought it was a monster?
That was a monster.
With
I mean, to be
infinite
fair,
health?
the shopkeep does look like a monster.
Yeah, a very subtle monster. Alright. Shoot those eggs, Justin.
Asking for suffering, UB.
No.
Okay, so
This is fun.
why is that called time until region?
Legacy code from back in the day, I'd assume.
Maybe, because I'm looking at the hunger manager. It doesn't use that at all.
Is
It
it
just-
part of the potion effect regen?
No. Potion effect runs off a modulo of the world clock. Well, no, rather a modulo of its remaining duration, just like poison does.
Okay.
I found a thing over here, but it's too expensive.
Which
Now I
incidentally
have
is
to buy
why
monster
regeneration
to put
doesn't
that
work
in.
right if say you have something that's just holding it in place at a specific duration.
I marked some over here.
I thought it was the case of it being reapplied too rapidly for it to actually take if it's not a high enough regeneration. but I guess it is the modulo thing would be the reason that
I got killed
be
with
the
like
case.
I have negative 300 health. Something did a lot of damage.
Conversely, if something was holding it at just the
How-
right
how did you die, Justin?
duration, that would be kind of disgusting. There is this player key.
Doesn't
That's just a health check.
does IntelliJ have a search for usage?
It does, but it doesn't really work right in the decompiled Minecraft stuff for technical reasons.
Right. Can't wait for the weird bugs. We just go with the time to Florija. Can't wait.
Just Awareness with server player entity. Yeah, apparently. Having a deception. So let's see if it comes up now. Does, but only to decrement it on tick. I think this is just a misnamed variable.
Interesting.
Because the only place it comes up is here, and
Faith in Justin died.
the numbers make no sense. What the
I don't know how he
heck?
died. But Ethan's still going strong.
Egocentric.
Yeah, I forgot he had egocentric.
He's like walking bomb right now.
Thankfully, he's playing a tanky character, so he can actually survive using egocentric for a bit.
What I have been able to change so far is using someone else. It's very roundabout. Tab is fun.
Tab works for me.
Is there any enchantments that you have like on tools and stuff that could also work as a generic armor enchant in some fashion?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Do you have any like utility or unique weapon or tool enchantments that
Alright,
could also
alright,
that
Ethan.
could work as a good utility for
Be careful, my brother.
as gear in some fashion, like it's
Not-
certified?
Not really. They've all been rather inherent to the nature of the tool.
Yeah.
You doing good, Ethan?
He is not yet dead.
Oh, I'm getting there though.
Okay, run away, Ethan, run away.
Time to get shotgun.
Why is this dude not? Oh, I have flatline.
Yeah. Time until region is definitely just misnamed.
Okay.
Everybody seems to be confused by that.
No,
Okay.
see it?
Okay, who's that ridiculous amount of damage?
Me?
Is that you?
I'm the only one alive. Ah! Keep me
So,
down.
Time until region is in fact just these fire fields. They can play with it with relative impunity.
Looks like I get 4 red items. Spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round.
Baby. Right around, right around.
Oh, spin me. You go
And Logan has hit the jackpot.
yes, indeed. Oh, I'm gonna die. Aw, what are these?
Hey, could I get some of those, please? Yeah, no.
Not for me. He's dead. He's engineer.
It would have been great on NG because the turrets would have gotten a minigun.
Okay. Oh, the teleport is right. Whatever.
That wasn't even the promise.
No, it was not. This is the boat. This is the beginning. Death. Where I just run around.
This giant beast.
I had this mod one time where Loader, the faster you go with him like that, the harder he hits.
That's normal. That's how
I know,
it
but it
works.
makes it extra ultimate.
The turn everything up by 10 times
Yeah.
this or that.
And yeah, I got up pretty high. Alright, Faith, we're back in the game.
Oh, I'm gonna be so far behind.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it looks like a monster. You just tamed it?
Oh, of course. Yes, indeed you are. I am almost dead meat.
Okay, like, but I need money to get the items.
No, I'm dead.
You guys are at the stage where people are supposed to don't fight them.
You just want to grab the items.
boy.
Yes. Do not go in that bubble.
Oh, that's
Yeah, the bubble.
bad bubble.
Just know that death is imminent. You just gotta keep on running.
Okay, I think there's a chest over there.
So,
Do I even, can I even afford? I cannot.
you don't have enough money.
I have to shoot the monsters to beat them.
Let Logan get killed. Come on. You're almost dead.
Okay.
I
Where
give
is
you money.
Logan?
I give you money by.
Yeah, when he kills things,
Shotgun once again.
when he kills things, you get money. So now you have money.
Black mobility and strength
Keep
once again.
running. Keep running.
Item.
Oh, there's an entire armada.
Don't shoot.
My run key is usually R.
Yeah.
This control is usually.
Turning this game into a different genre. Rhythm game. The Corey rhythm.
Up, up, down, down. Left. Swipe right. Swipe left. Up.
Oh gosh.
Hmm.
Justin, why you die?
Because I keep getting shotgunned by Lemurian because I can't outroll them.
Oh, I can see the whole
Okay,
map
well.
from here.
Might as well grab all that. Oh, hello.
Speaking of rhythm games.
Not surprised at all.
I have a intentionally bad idea for an enchantment. Just some sort of mechanic in general.
Fire away.
So, like,
I've seen those.
given the idea of the rhythm, like, so if you change your direction of motion,
Oh,
like
man.
at a rhythm, you would get like a some form of stat boost, like a movement speed boost, for example. So you would strafe left and right on feet, or something like that.
Dancer. And it's awful. I hate it. Clearly if you're Dancer or rhythmic, one of those.
Yeah.
And yeah, and yes, it when you're wearing rhythmic armor, if you change direction on the beat, it gives you some momentary resistance.
Maybe a very small heal at the various higher levels where the enchantment level would make it more powerful effects, but also harder.
Oh my, so the higher levels you do stuff like King Konga's missing beat.
Yeah.
The monster. Oh dear, I might have to play Crypt of the Necrodancer again.
Because it was that and the mentioning of a rhythm game from this just was like, that one might turn it, that might be better as it's a standalone mod at that point. Oh man. Oh jeez. But yeah, I really should make Crypt of the Necrodancer again. I haven't played it in a long time. Wasn't very good at it either.
We almost got to the boss.
That was entertaining thoughts
game.
though.
How do you guys feel for another game? I'll be in this time. Why wait for the reset? What we can.
This is my congratulations.
You embraced the void. Everyone needs to continue. Alright, so there's another mode where we're all together and it's wave based and everyone gets an item after every wave. It's a lot more forgiving for new people.
Yeah, so each of those pauses actually does skip the beat, and and so you lose your rhythm if you act in that turn.
Oh.
King Kong is kind of dangerous for that reason.
I see.
I was giving you guys options. Do you guys want to do that wave-based thing I was telling you about? Or would you guys like to do the classic again? Do this run again?
I wanted to try the wave-based one just because there's some variety.
Let's do it. Alright. I will.
But like first couple levels would be like strafing a little bit faster, and then it would add a sneak, and then and then the final form would be offbeat.
Okay. All right. I sent an invite whenever you're ready to shift tab. So yeah, so hey guys, so what I was talking about earlier about maybe the group text, we've actually found a solution. For our friend who can't do like put Discord on the phone, I'm just giving that person one of our computers so they just have access to Discord.
Right. I often forget that you have quite a few spare computers in that house.
It's been a very donation circle, so it's actually Robin's old Surface because now she has an iPad Pro.
All right then.
Also, I will say thank you for that wonderfully terrible idea, Corey.
What? Rhythm-based Risk of Range. All right. So I sent an invite, Ethan, whenever you're ready.
Oh my.
Alternatively, I guess you could have the rhythmic sword, where it gets a stacking damage buff every time you swing on the beat. Well, like on the exact moment it's fully charged, whether or not you hit with the swing.
Yeah.
Computer went dark in the-
Crunch. Or,
I am
because
way
there's
too
nothing that stops me, Rhythmic could just be the same enchantment. And it's both a protection and a damage enchant.
Yeah.
It just works. I mean,
All right. Oh, I hit ready. So pick your character.
I already do that with trophy collecting, where it counts as both a melee enchantment and a projectile enchantment.
Right.
So it functions one way on the sword and the other way on a bow or crossbow. But here's the great secret: it still functions as the melee form on the crossbows or bows.
Ooh.
So if
Yeah.
you have a trophy collecting bow,
Yeah.
you can just wallop people with it. It's not great because it has no base damage, but
So yeah, now's to stay in the circle and let's survive.
on the other hand, they don't lose durability for walloping people because they're not meant to do that.
Oh.
Just like the battle sign all over again.
Why? Man, I'm getting too tired to play games.
Yo, were you too close?
I guess.
Oh. It's okay.
Oh,
You'll come
I
back
have
after
this
this wave.
Logan, please don't be in the circle.
This mo is a lot
Or-
more forgiving.
Ethan.
Yeah, so that red circle, bad circle. Do not be in it. Alright, and you should be here. So there's 4 enemies left on the top right, and after those are destroyed, you'll come back.
Okay, cool.
Like I said, this mode's a lot more forgiving.
I will be honest, if we had it as a separate thing than an enchant, you could have like an armor set where all of its power is based off of rhythm. There's so much potential with this idea.
Well,
amazed.
clearly that armor is going to be the robes
Okay,
of the
you're back.
Necrodancer,
So-
and one of the perks is that
So
it winds up summoning
everyone
zombies
gets-
that
sorry,
move in
1 second.
sync
Everyone
with you
gets
and,
one of these
and will hit
balls
damage enemies on
And
touch.
pick your item.
Okay, great.
Anyways, some of the fights get pretty ridiculous. Like, listen to the pace on this, and realize that you are expected to take your turns that fast.
You know what? I'm just gonna hide in this electric field and start that song up.
fights against death metal last about 3
Yeah,
seconds.
this is being very spicy. These guys are they stay very close to you.
Wow, that just the start is pretty decently fast.
And by now, you've either won or you're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, bad circle. That's
Yep.
a pain circle right
I
there.
have the shocking zone, so I have the. Oh wow, it's just getting more ridiculous. Great music though.
Oh
as
yes,
always.
All right. So
I mean,
after 2 more enemies are destroyed, you'll be
it
back.
is a rhythm game. It lives and dies on this music. Though funny enough, despite it being a really fast-paced fight, I've never found death metal all that difficult. Mostly because his actual attacks are really quite
All right, you're
predictable.
back.
So
You see
yeah, so
when
while you don't
come-
have time to think it through, you don't need to think of the optimal solution.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Why did I get... So there's a void item here. I don't know what that does. The pluripotent larva.
I think that's Dio's best friend, corruption.
Ah, so it corrupts all the goodies.
If you die.
Yeah, if you die.
Man, now I'm like, once we're done with this risk rain, I'm just gonna be listening to that OSC now.
I defeated one
Thank you.
So my word
For
of
that
advice,
David.
Faith, is always keep moving. If you're not moving, you're probably going to die.
Alright.
I always like, even though I barely played the Crypt and the Necrodancer, it was always one of those sort of games that I saw my brother playing a bit, and I was like, I want to buy this game, I want to support it. I might not be able to actually get anywhere in it, but the music is so good, and the idea is just everything I would want.
Ah.
Well, on the plus side, it's definitely a game that you can play one-handed. It's a game that,
Oh yeah, definitely.
with determination, you could play on a dance pad.
I'm
tried,
I'm aware.
it's
I'm just
hard.
not very good at the rhythm part of it because I'm
Alright,
out of
and I
practice.
think that's your item, right,
Fair enough.
Faith? Did you get
But
an
yes,
item
it's
after
actually it's a
respawning?
really hard game to play on dance pad,
I've
by the
gotten
way.
3 items so far, I think.
Okay, that might be
I
my
was
item.
barely
Oh,
able to
really?
beat floor 1, even after
Look,
many
no,
attempts.
you only have 2 items.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll be your item when you get
Okay.
back.
I'd have to find a dance pad again because the last one I had was gone.
I know, I recommend not playing with dance pad until you've thoroughly beaten it normally.
Yeah. Maybe I might be a bit better. My reactions are a little bit better since playing pretty hectic games like
Honestly,
RPGs.
So Faith, you get 2 items.
reactions are not what you need for this game. It's all about
Yeah.
learning the enemies
Whose is
and
this?
well, learning the dance to deal with each one. Because there
Right.
is there is a dance for killing a red dragon with a dagger, and it is definitely a dance. Takes a while, but you can do it.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Actually, one of the talent. Yeah, one of the puzzle rooms locked you into a 2x2 chamber with the red dragon that tells you to learn how to dance.
Oh boy.
Yes. Honestly, I think it's good that challenge room exists because it forces you to actually learn how to deal with the dragon.
And it's specifically a challenge room, so it's very fitting.
Yep.
And so we got 6 guys left. Where are they? That was like a death circle right there. Do you want to? Oh, there. Looks like they're down here.
They were down there. Now they are not.
Get in the circle. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow. Whew. I felt that spice. Okay, you have a healing circle around here, Houston?
I do now.
Okay,
It's over here.
I'm coming. Oh, sweet, sweet help. I'm feeling the pain. It's very painful. The pain is also when Logan changes your buttons on you.
You can just hit restart to defaults.
I'll see if it'll let me. It will not let me. Yeah, it won't let you do that mid-run.
Need some more rats.
You're an enemy again.
I wonder how expensive it would be to buy 60 spawn per mod.
Gosh, I haven't played the railgun in so long.
Time to learn to quickscope, my friend.
Oh yeah. The fire band is such a nice item for him.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
enemies.
No, no, no.
The
no.
lightning. If you bring them all up here, and then you can just AoE them. Or fire tornado also works.
You're standing on top of me.
Actually, I'm not.
Here. Ooh,
No idea what this is.
I need that.
I saw it and I had to pick it up, but I realized it's probably
Okay,
gonna
he's
kill
moving.
everyone.
Move inside the circle of the floating crab man.
Oh yeah, I'm not allowed to play captain in this mode.
Yeah. Oh, was that? Oh, dude, I did it to myself. I actually like pushed my guy. Oh, I did it again. Gosh dang it! He changed control his usual sprint, and I keep accidentally
Oh,
Now you have an
Now I'm
opportunity.
I'm
gonna- now I need-
falling forever.
jump. Gosh, dude. Okay, sprint is control. Do not do this to me. Utility is, gosh, what is usually utility is shift, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
R is your ult.
There we go.
I might be part of the reason
Man,
'cause
this
he was
guy's
having
just
his own
going
issues.
for a block.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Somehow I managed to live
So-
twice, but then I died.
And every biome, you get 5 rounds of stationary, then a round he moves, and then 5 rounds of stationary, and then he teleports you to the next biome. This is trippy. Oh, that.
jellyfish.
You could grab items while moving if you have them on.
Aha! I went around the corner.
It's a crabfish. Crab people. Crab people.
Return to it.
All right.
Perished.
What else would be a good idea?
I'm leaving it up to you guys. I seriously thought other people were like eating me off the bridge. I was like, wait, I'm doing this to myself.
Oh, rats.
Hey, the rats are pretty brutal. Justin, how are you getting so many?
Hardline afterburner.
Oh.
This is how I cover the area.
All right, guys, do not be in the red circle. It will.
Oh man,
It will-
I'm getting eaten alive by these things. What?
The benefit of having multiple is that I can just cover an entire area with
Did
them
they
and can't
change it
escape.
so that now you get it every? It has a cooldown here.
What does?
I thought usually his things that he shoots down the ground were like every stage you only.
It
have
was the
one.
only the healing ones and stuff.
Oh.
I don't have any heals.
Yeah, they're on you.
These guys.
They're on you like White on Ross. Do you have Wi-Fi at home? I know. No, it's fine now. So once after this run, I'll take you home. Okay, you gotta pick up your items.
So late.
I mean, this run can go for a very long time.
Yeah. Do you just want to? Is that you saying you like the Call of Faith? If so, I understand. Is this you saying that you want to go? You're tired?
Not like before you finish the game. I mean, it's
But
your
it
game.
can be indefinite until we finish the game.
All right. When you're feeling like, hey, I'm absolutely ready to go, let me know.
Okay. Yep.
Because this game can either end now or we can have a long while. We'll see. We're getting wrecked here.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it looks like it's about to be over.
Oh.
Man can do it.
Nope.
Oh man.
Now it's all on Houston. See how Houston does.
GG.
Wait, you were all the way over. Oh, that's what you meant. It's like I'm the 1-5. Well, I didn't want that, but okay.
They'll-
I'm gonna
they'll
pick up
get
the
washed.
teddy bear.
I was like, someone change the buttons on me. It legitimately got me killed. I'm trying to sprint with the railgun. I keep like putting the impulse grenades on, and I literally yeeted myself off a bridge.
Oh, there goes me.
Oh wow, that's a tiny safe zone. Where's the safe zone?
Uh,
Why is it gone?
So what it does
Those jerks
is,
had too much health.
that bubble that protects you. It after a while it'll start getting smaller.
Yeah, but it like totally disappeared.
Yeah, because
Why?
it's also killing the monsters. So you have to kill the monsters before it inevitably kills you.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's game.
That's game. That's it, folks.
Good game.
That's it, folks.
Oh,
Nope. That's cool. We're all feeling it.
Oh, 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 100. 101. 102. 103. 104. 105. 106. 107. 108. 109. 110. 111. 112. 113. 114. 115. 116. 117. 118. 119.
Justin, David, I love you guys. Good
Yep.
night.
Love you too, Corey.
Love you too. Later.
Peace.
Power off the computer.